If you're tired of struggling to create content for TikTok because it's so time consuming and a little bit overwhelming, let me break down 10 tips for you that you can use to take the time commitment out of creating your TikToks so that you're not overwhelmed and you can get back to running your business. The first thing that you're going to want to do is plan your content in advance. When you have that overarching strategy, you already know what you're going to be creating. So before you even get started for your content for the month, I want you to sit down for maybe 10-15 minutes and just plan out some topic ideas. This can be one big topic for in a week, which means you only need 4, or you can break it down to a couple per week where you might have 8 overarching topics for the entire month. Because you have this, then when you get into creating that content, you already know what it is. So you don't have to sit there on a daily basis and struggle to figure out what types of content you're going to be talking about. But there's more. We're going to build on this. Because you see, the next step is to actually create spin-off content. So you have those big overarching topics, 4, 8, whatever they happen to be, and then you're going to create spin-off content based on that. That means one piece of content, and then you're going to build 10 pieces of content from that one. We are going to be talking about implementing music and pointing to things on screen, using text overlays. We're going to be talking about using the same topic but saying it 2 different ways. So you're not creating 30 different pieces of content with different topics for each one throughout the month. You're going to be creating those 4 or those 8 and then do spin-offs. And because you're creating those spin-offs, you then have the ability to use overarching topics and reiterate your point so that people can learn in the way that's going to be applicable to them, and they're going to hear the same message in different ways. Remember, we know inside of business it takes 7 times for people to see something before they actually look into it further. So when you keep reiterating this point in different ways, whether it is dancing or lip syncing or using an audio that you're dubbing or you're just pointing to a screen with text overlays or you're delivering it straight to the camera, because you're doing it in multiple ways, it's going to start to embed itself in your clients' brains and help them to onboard into what you're talking about a little bit faster. So you're going to create one piece of overarching content and then do spin-offs from that, which we talk about a lot here on the channel. And if you want more help with that one, hit the subscribe and notification bell because we're going to continue to have this discussion on how you can break down these things into different topics. So stick around for that one because next video is going to be good. Now, once you have these ideas figured out, the next step is going to be batch creation. And I know some people love batch creation and some people hate it, but let me break down to you why it is so incredibly effective. Now, when you batch create your content, it means you're filming multiple pieces of content at the same time and then distributing it throughout the week or the month or whatever. So when you have a little bit of time in your schedule, or if you can plan a specific hour or half hour in your schedule to film, that's really going to help you out. It means you only have to do your hair and makeup once. It means you only have to set up your lights once, your camera once. And we know that when we start speaking, when we start to film things, it usually takes a hot second for us to get into the flow of it. We will start and stop and have issues with how we're saying words. But once we get into the flow of it, it's so much easier. So if you're batch creating, it's not starting and stopping every single time. All you have to do is get into the flow of it once, and then all of your other videos will be recorded so much easier and faster. Now, you can wear the same outfit, or you can switch them up. You can switch your backgrounds around so it looks like you filmed them at different times, or you can just film them and be done with it and put it out as you need it on your platforms. But batch creation takes a ton of time and effort out of it. Remember, we talk a lot about saving time here on the YouTube channel, and I've actually told you there was a time when I had to stand up every single day and turn my lights on and off so many times to film different things that I wasted a full hour of my week just standing up to turn on and off lights. And when I changed that by adding a cord that I just had to press a button without standing up, I eliminated that hour of my time standing up to do it, and now I can use that for other things in my business. Batch creation is just like that. You're taking all the work, putting it into a smaller segment of time, and then you don't have to worry about that later. Now, another thing that I love to do that saves me a ton of time and effort when I'm creating content is to film in the moment. We know that things like day in the life and mini vlogs are going to be really popular on social media, and you can do that throughout the course of your day. As you're sitting there typing on your computer, or as you're making your breakfast, or as you are going out to your car, you're just filming little clips. It doesn't have to be the entire process, and it doesn't have to be a production. It can literally just be a second or 2 of you filming, or just let it run for a couple seconds so you have extra B-roll, and then in the moment as you're doing it, put it into your video editing program. Or if you're filming directly inside of TikTok, you can just film it directly inside of TikTok. These are short 1 to 2 to maybe 3 second segments that you're stitching together as one solid video. You don't have to do anything extra. You're not talking to the camera. You're not narrating this. You are just filming these little tiny clips. And so throughout the course of the day, if you just kind of set your camera over to the side while you're typing, or you hold it and you get your feet walking towards your car and opening the door, this tells the story, the narrative of your day, and allows you to create content in the moment, exactly as it is, without then having to spend 10, 15, 20 minutes editing it later, because you're just popping it into your program, clip on either side, and you've got those little seconds stitched together, which is an automatic behind the scenes of your business and your life that helps people get to know you and doesn't take any extra time on your part aside from maybe 5 or 10 seconds to just kind of clip off those ends, export it, and then put it on TikTok. So this is a very easy way to create a piece of content with very minimal effort for you. Of course, one of the easiest things that you can do for content creation, if you don't want to have to sit there and think up all the content that you need to be posting, is to jump into a program that helps you. So you can hire a coach, you can get customized marketing, which you can get from me, but you can also join my membership, IG Reels for Business, which is all about Instagram Reels and TikToks for you. It's scripts done with you, so you just have to fill in a couple of blanks and record it and then pop it up on TikTok. So it takes all the work out of creating that community and those conversations with your following. All you have to do is use these proven scripts, fill in a couple of blanks, get those things filmed, and get them out on social media. Which means if you don't want to deal with your overarching topics or your themes that you're going to be talking about, I literally hand them to you as part of this monthly subscription so that you can get back to running your business and save yourself hours every single week. So you can check that out at igreelsforbusiness.com. And if you want to go beyond that, I actually have a membership right here on YouTube that has weekly algorithm and trend reports. So I'm telling you everything that's happening right now in the moment, this very second, with the algorithms on Instagram and on TikTok and the trending sounds and audios that you need to be paying attention to. So not only do you get the scripts with IG Reels for Business, but you also get very easy lip sync dance, point to the screen, doing specific things inside of the algorithm, and you know exactly what's working in the moment for you to jump on. So now you don't even have to think about those types of content as you're creating your content. That membership is here on the YouTube channel. You can just go up to the join button and you can jump into that and business help every single month. And because we're talking about trending sounds and audios, I want you to actually scroll through your TikTok page, and when you find something that keeps popping up or that you get an idea for, or you think, oh, I could create my own version of that, I actually want you to use their new favorites collection feature to save those videos inside of a specific folder in TikTok, so when you're ready to film, you can just pull up those things without having to search for them again. So I'll link the video on how to use those favorite collections. It's literally like a Pinterest board on TikTok, but it allows you to save the things that you might want to use later, so that all you have to do is go through that specific list and not, scroll for an hour trying to find the audio you want or trying to search for it. You know how devastatingly annoying that can be. So this is an easy way for you to save the things that you think you're going to want to use in the future, and then when you're done with them, you can remove them, or you can create new boards as you go on a weekly basis, so you know exactly what to use in the moment based on what you've seen on TikTok and want to use. And then you can use these collections and these scripts to leverage pockets of time inside of what you do in your business life every single day. We know you're not always going to have an hour or half an hour to film, but you might have 2 minutes while your YouTube video is exporting, or right before you are going to walk out the door, you've got a second, or maybe you're sitting in a parking lot and you are in your car and you've got a minute while somebody runs into a store. Using pockets of time to film 1 or 2 little videos is really going to help you out. So if you have these things stored and ready to go, you're not going to have to think about it. You're not going to waste that time thinking, oh, I could be doing a TikTok right now, but I don't know what to do. You can just go into what you already have access to and very quickly knock things out, and then just save them for when you are going to be able to use them within your marketing strategy. So you're going to be leveraging pockets of time, and that's everything from waiting for your YouTube video to export, to sitting in a parking lot waiting for somebody, to, even figuring things out while you're in line at the grocery store. Maybe you can't film things, or maybe you're brave enough to do that. But you do have the ability to use that to then get into your TikTok time and not waste it later on. Look for pockets of time, little 1, 2, 3 minute windows, and leverage those as best as possible, which brings us to the next one. You need to be leveraging your work and your downtime. So not everything you have to create for TikTok needs to be direct to camera, you engaging, you speaking, you actively doing things. We can and should be using a lot of B-roll footage, and that means things like sitting at your desk and working and just filming yourself working, or filming yourself from a distance working. In fact, while you're doing things, if you can think about it, you oftentimes will take like a 10-second break to look up and stretch your eyes, or to stand up and go get a glass of water. When you're doing these tiny little things, you can move your camera around, and you don't have to film big expansive gaps of time. I don't want to see you filming for 15 minutes. That's not going to help you. But you can, for small amounts of time, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 15 seconds, whatever, be filming what you're doing. So what are you doing in your business? Are you typing on your computer? I want you to be filming from different angles. Film your hands typing. Film it from beyond your camera so you can actually see part of your computer or your camera or your whatever that you're using. You're going to be using this as B-roll footage from different angles that you can then use later on. You're also leveraging things like your downtime. So what are you doing? Are you hanging out watching TV with your family? You can hold your phone over here and get yourself watching TV or, eating popcorn while you're watching a movie. It's not disturbing anybody else. It's just getting that B-roll. We often see on TikTok especially, people will take the whatever moments of their life and put really good text over it to make a point. They are going to be able to use and leverage this in highly effective ways. So double time what you're doing. Make the most out of your efforts. Film those things that you're doing, whether you're sitting in a car or you're in a car and somebody else is driving, or if you have a device that will hold your phone while you're driving, you can actually do it hands-free and film yourself a little bit if you're not using it as a GPS. Film the things that you're doing in your everyday life. This is behind the scenes. This is what you do off work and on work. This is B-roll footage that you can use in upcoming videos. And maybe you're not using it right now, but you could use it later and you can use it in multiple videos. I want to see that being used in those daily vlogs and outside of the daily vlogs and a month from now and 6 months from now. There's so many uses for this. So just film the things you're doing regularly, and that's going to save you time and effort, because when you don't have time to do anything else, you can be leveraging this downtime. And of course, it doesn't just have to be work or work-life balance stuff. It can be fun things that you can do. It could be basic things that you do. It could be getting your breakfast ready in the morning or getting your coffee. It could be making peanut butter sandwiches for the kids. It could be walking around your office, setting up your ring lights. It could be doing your makeup. Basic everyday things translate really, really well on TikTok. People love text overlays on these behind the scenes looks at your life. So it can be professional and it can be work related and it can lead back to your business, or it could be whatever and use your text to then relate it back to your business, to what you're doing and how you're growing your community. Making sure that you're filming basic everyday things as well as leveraging that work time and that downtime is going to be essential to creating easy content. Because when you have that, on the days that you're sick or not feeling well or you're uninspired or you don't know what to do or you don't have time to do things or you're having a bad hair day or whatever it happens to be, you've got this B-roll footage that you can be using. Anything that is done off of the camera usually is going to get people's attention on TikTok. So what don't you usually present to the world? What basic things can you be doing? You can get a glass of water. You can walk to your car. You can be driving in your car, again, hands-free. You can be, going out for a walk. You can be walking your dog. You can be doing all sorts of things that are basic that will translate well into what you're doing on your TikTok. So with this in mind, you want to make sure that you've got a plan, you've got a strategy, you know exactly what you're doing, you're taking the time and work out of this. You want to make sure that you're using those scripts if you're hanging out with IG Reels for Business, and if you're hanging out with a membership, it's going to really take the time, effort out of finding trending content for you. And you're then going to be able to run your business the way that you want without struggling with a time commitment for creating content on TikTok. Keep in mind, I create a ton of TikTok content and I film almost all of my videos in under 5 minutes, start to finish. That means starting with the idea, scripting it, filming it, editing it, and putting it on TikTok in under 5 minutes. Content creation does not have to be a big production. It does not have to be time consuming, and it does not have to be stressful or overwhelming. So stick around for more on how you can be taking the work commitment out of creating TikTok content. Hit the subscribe and notification bell for daily videos on help for TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and live streaming, and the tools and resources you need to level up your content creation to make everything so much easier about being present on social media so that you can get back to what you want to do, which is running your business. If you've got questions, drop them below, and I'll see you in the next video.